everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart, and welcome to my channel. And today we are going to be working on canisters, and this is a canister lid, and I've got two of these creations. I've already made one, and the canister I purchased off of Amazon. It's just a 6-pack. You can get whatever size and shape you want off Amazon. These canisters, these two that I'm creating, are part of a 4 jar lid series that I'm making for a private tutorial, where I'll be sharing you everything I know about making jar lids that will look like this from the Dollar Tree. This is the kind that is the clamp down. I go into great detail about how all that works. I go into detail about how I decide where I'm going to tape things off. And the other part of that tutorial, the 4 jar lid tutorial, is this regular jar lid. Very simple, the simpler of the 3. So the canister here, I've got laid down on a my Noosa setup here. I do have a video called No Flying Coasters. It's video 230. I'll link it above. It shows you how I have my setup here. But to get this higher off the ground, I do put some little 2-ounce cups under there to get it lifted, so I'll have an easier time getting this off the spinner. And yes, the tutorial is going to be a private tutorial, but it is going to be showing you every step from deciding where to put your tape on these 3 styles, all the way through the creation process to the end, where you're putting it on your jar and you're either giving it, selling it, or using it for yourself. So with all of that good stuff said, let's get started. I've got my Glidden 6011N pillow paint that I'll be putting down here. And you'll notice that when I do my creations, I never say never. I rarely will go all the way to the edge, because I will let the spinning take care of stretching out the composition. So I got that, plenty of pillow on there. Now I've got my colors I'll share. All of them are mixed with my Valspar A33124 and semi-gloss MinWax varnish. First color, I've got my baby blue by DecoArt. So when I mix the pouring medium with my paints, I go about 3 parts pouring medium to about 1 part paint by weight. I go in grams always. I find grams because I'm working in very small sizes. Grams works great. Because it's very precise. It's more precise than ounces. So mix 3 parts of the pouring medium to 1 part of this, approximately. Next color here, I've got, started out as Naples Yellow Red, and then I added to it some Tri-Art Oxide Gold, gold oxide. And you'll see this color palette has a very cottagey feel. So like if you're at the beach, or even like, yeah, like at the shore. This is a really cute color palette for that kind of environment. This color started out as TLP Zeus. Now I've got 3 different TLPs I'm using in this one combination. And then I added to it a little bit of iridescent copper by Golden. And then to this I added a little bit of fire opal by Treasure Gold. Just a tiny bit of that. I wanted to just bling it out a little more. I mean, it wasn't like it was blingy enough already with the Zeus, but this is a firestorm of a color here. Beautiful. Lay a lot of that good, pretty stuff down there. And I invite you to check out my description, where I have links to some of the products I use and links to some of the more educational type tutorials, like things I just covered. The No Flying Coasters 230, the 140, which is the pouring medium, and I'll share a few more as we go. That is Golden's iridescent gold plus my DecoArt 24 karat gold. I use this combination a lot. So you've been following me, you will know that this is a staple. It's getting a little thick. I'm stretching it out a little faster. But I don't worry about thickness so much on small pieces like this, because this is going to spin out real easy. I usually go for about a 2 to 3 second trace with the paints. Next color, started out as TLP latte, and I added to it some Liquitex unbleached titanium, which I never have used this one before. More gifted paints. More gifted paints. So we're going to lay that down. I'm not going to lay too much. I just want to have that creamy, just as a blendy color to go with all the rest of this. Last color here, and I'm on its last leg. I started out with Deco Art's Victorian Blue. I added to it some Hammerhead by TLP, and then to darken it up a little bit, I added some Shading Gray by Golden. And I'm gonna lay the rest of this down. I don't have much. You know, you get to the point sometimes when you have your paints and you're like at a crossroads between, do I make another fresh batch up? Do I just run this out? What do I do? What do I do? Now, I will use this color again, but I just did not want to waste my time or take the time this morning to mix up another batch, because that just takes time, and I wanted to make, I wanted to create, so here I am. Now my last one, the blue came out less than I wanted it to, so I'm going to take every opportunity to lay everything down I've got in this little tub. We'll call that done. I'm going to get that air bubble out of there while I'm looking at it. And then we're going to center this up a little bit before I get started. I'm going to come back this way. All right, cell activator. Got a good video, video 141. I will link it too. This is my American Floetrol cell activator. Titanium white, oxide black. We're going to lay a little dribble of this down, and then we're going to blow this guy out. The white and the black. And when it halos, you know that that cell activator is getting ready to go to work and do its magic. So let's give it a blow. Blow along the bottom to get it to cross under, just like I do on my ornaments. If you watched me on my ornaments, let's blow right here. All right, let's give it a spin. Actually, I'm going to clean up first. Have a lot of pillow down there. I probably didn't need as much as I put down, as you can see. All right. I'm going to cheat it that way to get this side to come off a little more. My nose. Oh, this one's a preference to me, for me, versus the other one. This one is gorgeous. I was afraid to use up as much as I was afraid to use up my blue here because I wanted to make sure I had enough for a second one. Obviously, I have had plenty for this one, and now my other one is short, but that's okay. They all have different personalities. You know, the one is going to be lighter. This is going to be the darker of the two. Oh my goodness. I'm going to cheat again a little bit more that way, but I'm going to be very careful about spinning because I do not want this to come off. I do not want to lose this one. This one is beautiful. I'll blow on the bottom. I'm sure we're covered. Oh, yes. I'm going to clean up the bottom just a little bit so when I put this to bed, I don't have drips coming down. And so I have a cleaner place to pick this up with my tape there on the bottom. All right, I think we're ready to share this. Oh yeah, I'm loving this one. This is really pretty. Look at this. Tell me that doesn't feel cottagey. Yes. So everyone, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. At the end of this video, I'm going to link other jar lid creations so you can see other styles and other color combinations. And here these two canisters are fully resined and finished, and I'm really happy with this really cute color combination that I actually used on a Lazy Susan creation as well. And if today you were just intending to stop by, stick around a little while, subscribe, hit the bell and all, you'll get all my latest art tutorials. I'd appreciate it if everybody could comment and thumbs up, and if you have the ability to hype, that would be awesome. And if you are interested in that all-in-one, all-inclusive private jar lid tutorial, please email me. My email is in the description, and we can get you set up with that video this weekend. And check out my description anyway, because I have links to some of the products I use and also links to some of the more educational and useful type tutorials you might find. And I also have a 10% discount code for KS Resin that you get 10% back, and they give me 5% toward future purchases. So here I'm just showing you the other creations that I made in that private tutorial. Part of that tutorial is the creation process as well, and here are the two canisters we just made. Here are the two screw top jar lids that are currently only on private tutorial, and here are the flip top jar lids as well. I try to keep all of my tutorials informative and worth watching, but these private all-in-one tutorials are all-encompassing and have all the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. It is certainly worthwhile, and I wish I had this when I was first starting out, and you can avoid some of the mistakes I made and benefit from my 3 years of learning all boiled down into one all-encompassing tutorial. Also, if you're ever in the Asheville area, I will give one-on-one tutorials in my art room. And I think with that, that's all I have for now, everybody. And take care till next time.